Hey guys, welcome back. Today we are playing the Magic the Gathering Arena PC game that you can download and play right now. It is free to play. It's been out for a little while. Also recently came out on Android for limited devices. So hopefully that picks up some more steam and I'll be able to play that on my phone. If my phone will hopefully be one of the limited devices soon. Just kind of a quick overview. The game is online, connects to a server, free to play. Of course, it has all those free to play mechanics like little DLC and microtransactions and packs and all that kind of stuff. But you know, it's a free to play game. That's what a free to play game is. You don't like that kind of stuff, don't play the game. You don't like that business practice, don't play that game, don't support it. But for a game like this, it works out perfect. What I really like about it is there are some starter decks out there, some decks of the actual physical card game that actually come with codes that you can buy the cards and use the code and get the cards in the game. So it kind of gives you a little extra incentive to buy the cards, which is really cool. I've actually bought a little bit more cards I wouldn't normally buy because of the game. So it's actually pretty cool. You know, buy like little fancy sleeves and bundles and what your avatar looks like and what your sleeves look like when you're playing the game. So it's pretty cool. It's a very enjoyable game. This is actually a really good game to play if you want to learn how to play the game, because the first couple times you play it, it kind of gives you like a little tutorial. So it's, I mean, you can play. You don't have to play against people. You can play against bots if you want to. So you can kind of like practice your skills and kind of get more familiar with the game. It's a great way to learn how to play the game if you're trying to figure that out. And especially when you're playing with a bunch of friends and not everyone quite knows the rules very well. But as far as decks and card types and standards, it's all kind of like the most recent deck standards. There's nothing like vintage or anything like that. No Moxes or Lotuses or nothing that old, which is fine. I usually play standard decks when I play this game. I rarely play standard when I play like the actual card game. So I kind of stick to standard when I'm playing this because it gives me a good way to kind of play test a lot of the newer cards that are coming out. And like there'll be cards coming out and I'll look at that and go, oh, that's going to be a great card. Then I play it in this, I'm like, not as good as I thought it was. Or a card like, I'm not sure about it. And then I play it here, I'm like, oh crap, I like that a whole lot better. So I'm starting a game here. My deck that I've been playing lately is black and green. I was playing some other decks in this game, and this deck was modified differently. But with the new set coming out, some of the older sets are no longer part of the game. So those are kind of phased out. So I kind of redo this deck a little bit, and I'm still kind of editing it to my playstyle. But drew 7 cards. My opponent went first, and now whoever goes first doesn't get to draw a card. So now I went second. I get to draw a card. I'm going to play 1 land each turn. And I'm kind of going to give like a little loose tutorial on how the game works here, just in case you're watching and you've never played this game before. So, I play 1 land a turn. And you can have your deck 1 color, 2 color, as many colors as you want, up to 5 colors. The more colors you play, the harder it is to get cards out because of more lands that you need that may add variety of mana. Of course, the lands, you tap them, and that's what provides the mana to cast your cards, which is basically spells. The setting of the game is basically like you are a wizard and your opponent is a wizard, and the cards in your hand reflect the spells that you are casting each other in a duel. And then there's sorcery spells and creature spells where you summon a creature and you attack your opponent and that kind of thing. It's a lot of like poker type mechanics, luck of the draw, chess, that kind of strategy. So really cool. Cool thing about these adventure cards is they're actually 2 cards in 1. They came out with a recent set, and I really love these cards. And also, I recently did a video on my Magic deck in its current form. A lot of old cards, a lot of new cards in there. So I'll post like a little link to that video as well. I haven't been able to play a game or two since I made that video. So this is kind of how I've been playing Magic a lot lately. So it looks like my opponent is playing black and white. And each color also has like a theme to it. Like black is more associated with death and things like that. Green is more like about life and nature, and white is more about holy and balance. And let's see, red is about like destruction and element of fire, and blue is like the element of water and air and manipulation, things like that. So a lot of cool stuff. All right, so how am I going to do this here? Should I cast this guy and get another land out? You know what? I think I will. I'm going to get a lot of lands out early on. I got two cards, or see, I can cast these two spells. This guy here, whenever he's in play and he casts a second spell, he gets buffed up. So I'm actually going to hold off on him. This guy here, I can foretell him for 2. Foretell is kind of a new ability where you can kind of like remove it from the side and then cast it later for a cheaper cost. So you see the symbols on the top corner of the card representing the casting cost of that spell, which is basically, you'll see like a symbol of how much of that specific type of mana or land that has to be tapped, and then the number, it could be any kind of, like for example, I have to tap at least 1 black mana and then 1 of any other color. It could be black, it could be green, blue, doesn't matter. Oh, so he casted that. Whenever Bastion of Remembrance enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 white human token creature. So that's going to create a lot of stuff. So I want to get rid of that thing early. So we're going to cast this guy right away. And I have a spell called Wilt. It'll destroy target artifact or enchantment. And this card is an enchantment. An enchantment is a spell that stays out in play, so it's permanent. And that guy got a buff because I cast a second spell. And I think I'm going to go ahead and cast a third spell. I was going to hold off on that, but it's alright. Trying to debate if I want to attack with him or not, or hold him for a blocker, because this guy's kind of going to be beating on me. My health is already low at 9, so I'm not going to attack. I'm going to hold off. I get more comfortable in my chair here. I really, really wish they would release this game on console. They've had a lot of past Magic the Gathering games on console and stuff. So this is kind of like the newest version of Magic, but it's only on PC and limited on Android now. So I'm hoping they release it on console, specifically Nintendo Switch. It'd actually be perfect for Nintendo Switch because of the touchscreen and everything, playing it on the go. Let's see, what's this guy do? When Archveen Vessel enters the battlefield, if it entered from your graveyard or you cast it from your graveyard, exile it. If you do, create a 5/5 black demon creature token with flying. Let's see, choose blocker. You know what? I am going to go ahead and block. Let my guy die, but that'll kill his guy as well. So you see the numbers on the bottom corner. That represents their power and their toughness, like how much damage they do and how much damage they can take. So like if this creature attacks and this creature blocks, his 1 point of damage will not be enough to kill his 3 defense. This guy's to be at least 3 or higher. But his 3 will destroy his 3, so he will die. But he's got a lot more creatures out than I do, but that is about to change. Let's see, do I want to start taking out some creatures, or do I want to cast this guy? I'll go ahead and cast this guy. Planeswalkers are kind of new. I've actually been playing Planeswalkers a lot lately because of this game. And I've put them in my main deck because of it. Do I want to go ahead and attack? You know what? I think I will. Because he has to... Oh, I did not realize that creature had Death Touch. That's okay. We'll get that off the field. Oh, he took the hit. So, a nice thing about this guy is if he casts a second spell, he gets an ability called Menace. I forgot that he didn't have it anymore. But he gets an ability called Menace, where he has to be blocked by at least 2 creatures. I am not very good at teaching this game, by the way, so... Ooh, that is gonna... Ooh, he might actually have me. That's going to get me. He may have this game. Because I got 5 life. This guy's flying, so I cannot... Oh, he's realizing it. Yeah, he's realizing he's got the game. No, he doesn't. If he attacked with me with everything, he would actually have the game. Because this guy with flying, I cannot block because only creatures with flying or reach can block other creatures with flying. So I can block 2 of these 3 creatures because this attacked, which means it's tapped. So when they're tapped, they cannot block. I can only block 2 of these creatures. So if this hits me and then one other thing hit me, that'd be it. And I think he just now figured that out. And he's got no cards in his hand. So he's going to have me down to 1. Oh, wait. Oh, he still got me. Okay. Forgot about that ability. So that's a good first game. So we're going to play another game here. Yeah, we're just going to do standard ranked match. Nothing fancy. I said this is kind of going to be like a loose tutorial, but this is probably the worst tutorial on how to play the game. Alright, so my opponent goes first. So that's usually random. Like if you're playing against someone with like actual cards, you would roll dice or flip a coin or determine who goes first. Rock, scissors, paper, whatever. Not a bad first hand. So I'm going to go ahead and keep my 7 cards. So because he went first, he does not get to draw a card on his first turn. So he passed over to me. I'm going to play one of the dual lands. So these dual lands here, they add both black mana and green mana. So basically they count kind of as a swamp and a forest, but they have a drawback of when you bring them in play, they come into play tapped. But since I can't cast anything on my first turn, I'm going to go ahead and do that over, put that in play over the forest or a swamp. And I'm actually going to do the same thing because I want to hold this in my hand because I want to be able to cast multiple spells with him so he gets buffed. And it gives me opportunity to get another dual land out. This kind of does the same thing as this. It doesn't count as a swamp or forest, but it still provides a black and green mana. And when it comes in play, you gain a life. So it's a common, but you know it's a nice, cheap, easy way to have dual lands in a deck when you're playing multiple colors. The original dual lands, they quit printing a long time ago after 3rd edition. I remember they were $2 to $3 a piece, and then they shopped to 7, then they shopped to 20. You know, once 4th edition came out, they stopped making them. So let's see, he mutated that. Mutate is a ability that I have yet to fully understand, but not a fan of it. But I mean, it's a cool ability that people are using. I'm just not a fan of using it. I can never quite get the hang of it. So I got this card right here to bring another land in play. So I think I'm going to do that to get some more lands out. I'm going to have to take another hit, but that's okay. We'll get a couple swamps. That little eyeball means I had to reveal it to my opponent, and he knows what it is. So he's got 4 cards in his hand. I got 7. Alright, so I'm going to cast a swamp. And also, when you're casting a spell in this game, it taps the mana for you, it uses like the basic lands first and then the dual lands last, because it kind of like predicts what you're going to use later. But I can do it myself if I wanted to. Which I kind of recommend you doing that if it's your first couple times playing. So I'm going to cast this creature first. So that counts as a first spell. So now I'm going to cast my second spell. Murderous Rider. I'm going to use this instant ability. Destroy target creature or planeswalker, but it costs me 2 life to do so. So it's going to put me down to 11. and then when you cast an adventure spell, it gets removed from the game, and then from that exiled pile, it can be recast as the creature. So it's like 2 cards in one. It's a really cool ability. I really like the adventure ability. Like I said in my previous video when I was showing off my deck, it's a my deck's only 60 cards. I don't play more than 60 cards. I don't like to play more than 60 cards. It's a really good way to add more variety to your deck. So this is an artifact creature, which creatures can be artifacts as well. I am going to go ahead and destroy it because it is a big baddie. And we're going to go ahead and cast my Murderous Rider. That buffs this guy up. Bring a land out and play. He's got Menace until end of turn, so he cannot block. Because Menace, you have to have at least 2 creatures to block. I really wish this game had a multiplayer function to it. Instead of like 2 players, it'd be like 3 or 4, like a big group battle. Because I've been playing Magic since about 1994. And we would play in high school in the lunchroom or like a spot off in high school during lunch, and a bunch of us, we'd always have like, you know, at least 4, 5, 6, sometimes even 8 of us, you know, because there'd always be a couple nerds played Magic. And a bunch of us would play like just a big multiplayer game, and we would do that almost every day, if not every day. It was a lot of fun. Oh, I love this card. I just bought this card recently, actually. I need to make a video to show off some of the new cards I got. Alright, I don't have enough to cast it yet. But I can bring this out, and I don't have to foretell him because I got plenty of mana. Let's see, if I attack with a 5/5, he's going to block with a 6/6. This has haste, so I can actually attack right away with it. But I'm kind of tempted to use it as a blocker. It can block creatures with flying because it has the reach ability. So I'm actually going to hold off, and I'm not going to attack yet. I don't want to leave myself too open. Yeah, this is a good card. I play with one of these in here, and I'm putting in my main deck as well. So when he attacks with it, he gets to either create a creature, draw a card, or gain 3 life. Oh, no, he's not. Because he knows what I'm thinking. So a lot of chess type mechanics in it in terms of strategy and predicting what your opponent's going to play and that kind of thing. A lot of luck, some pay to win mechanics, of course, but that's actually why we love the game. If the game wasn't pay to win, we wouldn't like it as much. A lot of poker mechanics, like if you're playing with actual cards against someone, like in terms of like bluffing and things like that. So we're going to do a forest. Let's see. So the Spirit Dragon can do 3 damage to any target. Exile permanents with mana cost X or less. Or gain 7 life. Draw 7 cards, but I won't be able to do that right away. So let's see. That's got 4, 5, and 2. So if I want to take that out with this, I'd have to use at least 5. Oh yeah, you can do like little chat things here. That's kind of cool. I can do Murderous Rider on him and take it out that way. I think I'm going to attack, and I want to see what he does. Interesting. Alright. Alright, we'll let this resolve. Alright, so what's he left with? So I didn't take any damage. But I can only kill one of them, which is still going to leave me open. It's going to kill this thing. So I'm going to bring this out and play. And I'm going to go ahead and use this ability for 5. Now it's only going to bring his life down to 2, but it's going to wipe the board. Yeah, this is going to work out good because I can just take out pretty much anything. Cast another Planeswalker. This will generate 3/3 creatures. And we're going to give him Vigilance. Oh, he gave up. He knew the game was over. He knew I had him. I love that Spirit Dragon card. So, yeah, I just got one that's going in my main deck. I talked about wanting to keep Pestilence in my main deck, which I have an original first edition Pestilence in my main deck. And I love the card. It's a great card. But I think I'm going to put Spirit Dragon in there just because it's so much more versatile. Plus, I play a channel in my main deck, so you can sacrifice life for colorless mana. So I can get that out on the second turn if I want to. Where Pestilence, you get that out early, first or second turn, it doesn't really do a lot. Or the Spirit Dragon will. Okay, opponent goes first. So yeah, Elder Gargaroth. I'm horrible at pronouncing. Yeah, same card. Got it in my deck here. Beanstalk Giant. I can cast as a sorcery. Search my deck for basic land, put it into play, and I can use it as a creature. So he gains power and toughness equal to the number of lands you control. Great card. Love this card. It's an uncommon too. I'm surprised it's not rare. Looks like I'm still waiting on the opponent to decide. And I'm going to keep the 7 cards. And if you mulligan, you shuffle your hand back into your library and you draw the same number of cards, but for every time you mulligan, you have to discard a card. You got to discard or it goes to the bottom of your library, one of the two. So we got 2 swamps, 2 forests, nothing I can cast right away. So we're going to do a swamp and turn. Playing against the Geek. See, legendary enchantment. At the beginning of your pre-combat phase, each opponent loses X life. You gain X life, where X is the number of shrines you control. So this counts as a shrine. I'm willing to guess he's got a lot more shrines in his deck. Let's see. If I play swamp or forest, I can foretell him so I can cast him for cheaper later. I think I will do that. I want to get this out, but I still got a couple more regular lands, so I'll hold off on that. This card here, I really like this card, because all creatures get -1/-1. It's like a permanent ability. So if I'm playing against a guy that has like a whole bunch of 1/1s, that pretty much disables him. Alright, so cast another forest. Beanstalk Giant, we'll search for another land. Bring in a swamp. What I like about this is it brings the swamp out and it doesn't come into play tapped. Like you can still use it. Another reason I actually play it in my main deck. My actual card deck. Alright, so whenever Legion Angel enters the battlefield, reveal a card you own named Legion Angel from outside the game, put it in your hand. Yeah, that's what he's got there. Alright, so I'm going to hold off on that. Gargaroth, I can cast that if I want to, and I think I will. So this guy's going to be doing damage to me pretty much every single turn. So looks like he's thinking. And it does give you a timer, like there's a timer right there. So you can't like just stall the game. See, beginning of each player's upkeep, that player sacrifices a non-land token permanent. If they can't, ooh, is that me? Ooh, yeah. Ooh, ouch. That is a mean card. Alright, so that's going to hit me pretty powerful stuff here. Yeah, we'll keep that. The scry ability is kind of cool because you get to see what your next card is, and if you don't like it, put it at the bottom of your library. Trying to decide if I want to play this and get rid of the 1/1. I think I'll hold off, cast this guy first, and cast my next spell from Murderous Rider. Takes 2 damage, but I won't be taking 4 damage of combat from that. I think that's going to force me to sacrifice this thing anyway. Oh, was that for both players? Yeah, beginning of each player's upkeep. Ooh, nice. This is going to be an interesting game. Oh, I have to discard a card now. Okay, I'll discard a land. We'll get Murderous Rider out or Vengeful Reaper. So I can destroy this artifact, but I'm going to wait until after his upkeep, so he has to take action as well. So I got to have at least 2 green out. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So that gives me 4 mana to cast a spell. We'll get Murderous Rider out because it has lifelink. And we'll end turn. Resolve that. Oh, I was thinking it was this. I'm getting the cards confused. I was thinking he still had that in play. That's alright. This guy's still thinking. So right now he is winning. Because he's got 27 life, I got 11. He's got more stuff out. And we're going to go ahead and do this now and destroy that enchantment. Alright, we'll go ahead and block. Hopefully he doesn't do anything sneaky to buff him up. Oh, and he did something sneaky to buff him up. But at least I got 2 life from him blocking. Alright, so I don't have a lot that I can do here. So we're going to cast this guy to get everything -1/-1, so I'll be taking a little bit less. And we'll get this guy out. He's got Death Touch. So he'll be able to kill whatever he blocks regardless of the toughness. So can't block everything, so everything getting -1/-1 will help me take a little less damage. Yeah, I got a feeling I'm not going to be doing too good this game, though. Alright, well, I got to block one of the powerful creatures. Brings me down to 2. And I can only get 1 creature out. He's got me. Good game, dude. Good game. Alright, we'll play one more game here real quick. And let's pick a different deck. Of course, my deck is named over 9,000. We're going to play this deck here. And I've actually never played this deck before. And this deck was actually a deck that was like a pre-constructed deck that my wife bought. And it came with a code, and I applied the code, and it gave me the actual cards. So that's kind of cool. It actually gave me the cards in the form of a deck. So, see, here's what I think this game's going to do, and this is why I cringe every time people talk about government legislation in terms of like loot boxes and that kind of stuff to get rid of them. For games like this, all Wizards of the Coast is going to do is they're going to put little codes with each pack of Magic cards, and then just raise the price of the Magic cards by 50 cents or $1. So it's like, oh well, if you want stuff, then you got to buy the packs of cards to use them in the game. And then anyone that makes like a new card game, like some indie developer, will not be able to come out with like a competitor or something like that. I mean, look at Rocket League. Rocket League would not be what it was if it didn't have that kind of business model. And Rocket League is amazing. So we got Shock, Infuriate. Target creature gets +3/+2. 2 damage to any target. And deals 1 damage to each opponent. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, untap it. Alright. Well, he's got no blockers, so might as well hit him for 1 while I can. Slaying Fire deals 3 damage to any target. If at least 3 red mana was spent to cast a spell, deals 4 damage instead. Okay, my turn. Let's see, this creature, 6/6 trample, costs X less cast, where X is the total amount of non-combat damage dealt to your opponent this turn. See, that's any target, that's any target. Not much I can do yet. I'm going to hold off on casting these spells. I'm going to see what creatures he has. I want to use it on the creatures. Yeah, see? Yeah, we're going to get rid of that guy right away. And I want to do that before it's my turn, because that way I'll have everything untapped. And a spell that's an instant, you can do at any point in time. You do it during your turn, their turn, in response to something. So that kind of adds like the sneakiness and the strategy to the game, because that's what kind of adds what you don't know what's going to happen. Alright, whenever a source you control deals non-combat damage to an opponent, this gets +1/+0, gains double strike on the turn. Bring another mountain. He's not getting a lot of stuff out yet. This is a cool artifact creature. I really like this. Power toughness equal to the number of lands you control. Non-token creatures you control are forest lands in addition to their other types. So that is a 6/6 baddie. Let's see if I can do something sneaky here. So I can bump him up, bring his power to 4, and then do shock and kill it. Yeah, we'll go ahead and try that. If he doesn't fall for it, then we'll cast this. Alright. So 4 points of damage by the creature, and then 2 points of damage by the spell will be enough to kill him for his 6 toughness. Can I use that ability? I think I can. Will he still do the hit? Yeah. Cool. So I got rid of his big baddie. He took more damage. I am winning because I got 20 life. He's got 11. Oh, he's got a Planeswalker out. Planeswalkers are interesting because you can, instead of attacking the opponent, you can attack the Planeswalker. Alright, get this big creature out. So that's another way of getting rid of Planeswalker cards. It's almost like a card that represents a co-player. Like another player in a way. Let's see, untap target land you control, have it become a 3/3 element. Let's see, what do you put on it? Whenever this creature dies or exile, return to its owner hand, create a 1/1 spirit creature with flying. Yeah, these guys are going to be a pain. I'm trying to decide if I want to go for the opponent. Let's see. See, should I go? He's got trample. I might be able to take it out in 2 turns. Yeah, we'll go for the opponent. We're going to go for the kill. Usually I like to take out the Planeswalkers. But unless he gets more blockers out, he's dead. Ooh. Exile target. I did not see that ability. I should have went for that. Oh, that was a dumb mistake on my part. Oh my god. Alright. Cast this guy. I don't know what prowess does. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, this creature gets +1/+1 till end of turn. Okay. Sacrifice it. It deals damage equal to its power to target creature or planeswalker. Yeah, we're going to do that. But I'm probably going to die. Oh yeah, he's going to have me down to 1. No, he's going to have me. He's got me. Nothing I can do. I had him in the beginning, and then he got stuff out. He got some big bad creatures. So, I think he would have had me regardless. But anyway, good game. But yeah, that is Magic the Gathering on PC. That's the arena game. Free to play. Definitely give it a download. Leave a comment down below if you like the game, or if you're not interested in just play the card game, or pretty much anything you think, whatever you think. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you for coming to my video. If you would like to help my channel grow, please like and subscribe, and please click on this little bell icon so you never miss a future video.